So today's video I will be documenting the habits that actually worked for me to become more regulated, to become more eloquent, articulate, and have a regulated nervous system, and to be more put together and protect my energy overall. So the list goes on, but you get what I mean. So there are a few habits that really worked. As a person who has done all of these habits for like months, this is like a trial and error for me. So I will tell you which few habits that you should continue and few habits that didn't work for me. So it doesn't mean that just because it didn't work for me, it's not going to work for you. So I would still suggest try it out, and if it doesn't work out, you can drop the habit. And habit is something, I mean, this is something that you should like work on for like a longer period of time. You should stay consistent, because it's not going to happen within like 1 to 3 weeks. It's not going to happen within like, you know, a month. Like, give it a time. Like, I gave all these habits probably 5 months of period time. So I have meditation in the first of in the list. Meditation, at the beginning, it felt like a hassle. It felt like I was truly uh, doing something wrong. Like, I didn't know how to meditate, and I was just lost. Sometimes I'd say inconsistent. I would do it, and then I would do it, I'd feel really good, but then the next day I'll be like, oh, I should do it. But because it was so easy for me to get distracted and do something else than sit ideal and do nothing and like let your thoughts be and all of that. It was kind of hard for me to like have that as a habit, especially because I started off with like 1 hour meditations, which is like, and I, as a perfectionist, I'm not truly a perfectionist, but I don't know, whenever I'm not doing the meditation for an hour, I feel like I've not done it. So I don't mark it on my meditation, like I don't mark X. So X means that I have completed that task for that day. So yeah, for 3 weeks straight I could not do it, and then I decided to do short meditations like kundalini awakening meditations, and like 10-minute meditation, 15-minute meditations. You can also look up Headspace app. It's incredible, although you have to like pay, but I think it's totally worth it to begin for like beginners. But then if you're like getting in, you know, in touch with the meditation, you have gotten the flow of it, and you no longer find it a hassle, I would suggest for you to shift to Joe Dispenza's meditations. You can like Google, I mean YouTube, any of you can, there's so many videos on YouTube. um, there's induction video, and it's all about hypnotizing and everything. It's wonderful. If you get in the habit of it, it's going to change your life in an incredible way. So yeah, meditation is something that worked for me. So give it a try. Don't lose hope within just 2 weeks or even a day or something. And please, okay, if meditation doesn't work out for you, if you feel like you're getting too overstimulated and everything, I would suggest for you to do like a qigong or like breath work before engaging in meditation. For example, there's this breath work called DMT releasing breath work. Try it. If you don't have any of the medical conditions, do check out on the medical conditions that you shouldn't have to try these DMT releasing breath works. But there's so many breath works that you can do. So just because I'm telling you doesn't mean that you should do it per se, because you have to know your body. You know your body much better than anyone online. So please do a thorough research on what actually works for you and why you shouldn't do something and why you should do something. Yeah, do research. Don't just listen to anybody and everybody. I just don't want you to ruin your health by following what everyone says. So the next thing is journaling. I really love journaling, but recently I have stopped journaling because I feel like I can put myself together. My thoughts are more in alignment. It's like I can virtually write a journal and went out. I can virtually eradicate the bad emotions. Before, I needed to write it down, I needed to let it go by writing it down and like picking up on my patterns. I had to write it down, but now I can like pick up on my pattern, like how I behave, the things that I say. I can like rehearse it in my head, and I just know it in my head. I'm constantly in my head, so it's easier for me to like journal here nowadays. But then journaling is something that really worked for me. If you want to get in touch with it, do it. And to begin with, I really didn't know how to journal, so I had like prompt questions. I just maybe put a picture of it here. I had like prompt questions that I would write every single day, no matter what. Even if it's like a single line answer, I would write it down. Even if it's like a one word answer, I would write it down. And it became a habit, then it became a obsession, and then it became like a thing that really helped me understand my pattern, understand how I behave and why I behave the way I behave. So yeah. And then I mean, we spoke about Qigong. Qigong is something that has to do with like it's a Chinese practice. Practice. It's a Chinese practice. So it's something that you like. It's basically moving your energy from your body. So this is something that I do first thing in the morning. You can also pair it up with lymphatic drainage exercises or whatever you call it. You can also do yoga. So I start my mornings with Qigong. It has improved my mood swings. It has helped my mood swings. Yeah. And I was able to be more stable throughout the day when I do this energy healing thing. And if there was like a stagnant energy, I start crying because of like stagnant energy is getting released. If you don't believe in energy, please don't watch me. Please don't engage in my videos, because it's going to be boring for you. Maybe you can educate yourself on how everything is energy and then come to me. If you want to get in touch with what it is, I would suggest you to read Dr. Joe Dispenza's books. Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is a good start, and if you want to advance, it's Becoming Superhuman is also good. I haven't read You're the Placebo or something. I heard that's a great book as well. If you want to get in touch with all of this neuroscience, you can start with these books. From my experience, this is what I begin with. But I mean, I did know the concept of this from my schoolings because of physics, and I really liked physics from my school. My physics teacher was the best. He was extremely smart and intellectual. I think he okay, don't even get me started on that, because I truly look up to him and he doesn't care about it. Okay, so the next thing that I do is EFT tapping. It's something that you do to it's basically emotional freedom technique. You have to like tap on these points. There's like significant points that is signals your nervous system and so on. You can do a depth of research on that. I have no depth knowledge in it, but I know it worked for me so much. It's a self-help therapy where you tap on these and then tell affirmations, or let go of limiting beliefs. I followed his work for 6 months, and it really worked for me. When I thought I no longer needed EFT, I stopped EFT, and then I could see how much it affected me when I stopped it. Like, I understood that I needed to practice it throughout until I'm like free from it, truly free from it. Because once you think, because healing, as I said, it's very confusing. You think that you're out of that trauma, you're out of something that was bothering you, but then that's when it's truly beginning. So do not stop EFT as you start feeling good. Just continue it for at least 6 months after you feel good also. So it's going to extremely free you from all that unwanted emotions and limiting beliefs that you might carry within you. So that is something that I tried and worked for me really well. And another habit that I intentionally implemented in my life, in my routine, and everything that I did was read a book every single day. And it has like three different types of book that I read. One is self-help, one is fictional, and another is finance related. I don't know, I just find it very comforting to read all three of these topics, and I feel much more complete when I read all three together. Like, as in not together, you get what I mean. If I'm like taking off the reading book part, it should be like at least one page from each of these genres, and it really helped me. Uh, it made me realize how much I did not know, and the more I read, it made me want to know more about it. And I also it increased my attention span, and I was able to be without my phone, which is like a great thing. I really think being without your phone is a wonderful thing. I'm a person who's not on social media a lot. I like to spend my time in the nature. I like to ground myself. Grounding is another habit that I would suggest for everyone. Just go barefoot, stand in the mud, or sit down, sit with a tree, meditate, close your eyes, and realize your energy, like, bad energy going back to earth, because that's where it comes from, right? So you can just imagine it being removed from your body, and then root grounding yourself. So you can imagine like a root in the bottom of your foot, and like as if it's growing down to earth, and it's like very strong. You've seen roots, right? I hope you've seen roots. So I mean, you have. So just connect yourself to earth and above, and then like imagine like a circle of bright yellow light. I personally like to imagine like a bright yellow light here, and then there's like purple light on the outer part, because I believe that purple color is to protect me or something. It's just my belief. You don't have to think like that. You can think something else. You can think red, you can think pink, whatever suits you. But personally, I do think purple is my outer color, outer aura. And chant anything. Chant mantras. You can also chant Ho'oponopono chanting. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it, but it's really good. It goes like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. So you're signaling to your body that you're sorry, and that you forgive yourself, and that you thank her, and you love her. At the end of the day, if you don't love yourself, then there's no point of doing any of this. I curated all of this habit for myself because I truly love myself, and I truly want to respect myself. And don't engage in the habits that are going to put you back into your old self, put you back into your old form of identity, because it's so easy to be, that's why being in particular set of friends, like friend group, you are easily drawn back to your uh, bad habits. For example, let's say, um, with particular friend group, you are a person who drinks or like smokes, and then once you quit drinking and smoking and you go back to them, it's like, even though you don't want to do it, once you just be around them, it's like, okay, you know what, it's one life. You can like give yourself validation to why you want to do something. So just cut people off. I'm not saying cutting people off is a good thing. I just think that if something is pulling you back to your old self and you cannot control it, because if you can control it, that's a very beautiful thing, because it just means that you're extremely strong, and that's wonderful. But few of us have a little bit weaker side on like having that control, maybe. So I would suggest for those people, I would suggest for you to just leave that people's life. It's okay. You will find better friends because the universe is abundant. You are meant to find people. You're meant to find a lot of good human beings. And I'm not saying the ones who practice bad habits are like bad friends. They're good people in their own way. It's just they no longer aligned with your beliefs for the upcoming future of yours. So it's okay. And they have a different path. I'm sure they will understand different things for themselves and they will feel like, okay, this is not what is right. Maybe some might feel like, I would do a business based off this because I feel like I'm engaged in this, I like this. And yeah, people's life can be different. So don't judge anyone. It's something that I learned. Because I used to be a person who judged people based off what they did, but then I grew up. Growth is very important, and admitting it is extremely important. Admitting that you were wrong, admitting that something that you did was not right, is an absolute growth that I truly admire that in people. I truly admire it in myself, and that is why I'm able to admire it in others. Sorry. These are the few habits that really help me improve in different aspects. And the thing about learning all of this is that they're all interconnected. Everything is interconnected. We're all interconnected. But when you're like, that's another topic for another day. But since all of these habits are like somewhat interconnected, when I'm doing something, I'm like constantly making an analogy about like how I can um, complement this with that. For example, when I'm doing Pilates, one thing I realized was that I get the same feeling of doing a plank when I'm doing a meditation. When I'm doing plank, my brain goes numb. Like my brain goes to this most relaxed state of being. Like it goes to probably um, alpha alpha waves alpha waves, beta waves, gamma waves is a brainwave thing. I will talk about it in another video. You can check it out if you want to be more smarter than you are right now. You are smart. But anyways, so I made an analogy that doing like a 3-minute plank was as similar to doing like a 5-minute meditation. So like share the analogy that you have experienced in your life and the good things that it got to you, and maybe the bad things as well, because I don't believe that any of this has a bad uh, side to it. But if you do feel like it has, please let me know.